5 inmates and 1 police officer have been killed after a police van carrying inmates overturned today outside Limpopo in Limpopo. Police spokesperson Hlulani Mashaba says the van was transporting inmates from Mokopane to Limpopo for a court appearance. Mashaba says the officer had just collected the inmates from Mokopane police station when the accident happened on the R101. 6 other inmates were injured and have been taken to hospital for treatment. Police are investigating the accident. Well, motorists traveling on that particular road, the R101 between Mokopane and Limpopo in Limpopo, are advised to use alternative roads. SABC News reporter Pimani Baloyi has more on that story for us.
Emergency personnel are continuing to comb through the scene of a fatal car crash that claimed 6 lives. We understand one of the deceased is a police officer stationed at the Limpopo police station just outside the scene of this fatal crash, and 5 inmates who were housed at the Mokopane police station who were being transported to court in Limpopo by that police officer. We understand 7 other inmates, or is it 5 other inmates, were also injured and rushed to various hospitals after this crash happened. Let me bring in the spokesperson of the police in Limpopo, Brigadier Hlulani Mashaba, just to get the specific details. Brigadier, it's a horrific scene, and I see your colleagues are busy working very hard to clear this road and to ensure that the deceased are taken to various places before they can be laid to rest. Let's talk about the numbers first, because there was confusion. How many people actually lost their lives here today, and what seems to have happened?
Thank you so much, Pimani. Let me start by indicating that we are indeed shattered and devastated by this horrific crash. This crash actually transpired at around 9 o'clock this morning. We were alerted to this incident or accident by the District Commissioner of Waterberg, General Masingi. I am told that one of our officers that is attached to Limpopo or Nabomspruit police station was carrying inmates, about 11 inmates from Mokopane police station who were en route to go for a court appearance in Nabomspruit this morning. So just by this intersection, there was a truck that was moving towards the direction of Nabomspruit, while also our police van was traveling in the same direction. I'm also told that the truck was about to make a turn in this very intersection as our police were also moving through this very same direction. Then they collided in the process. But let me say that investigations are currently underway. We have summoned all role players. The emergency medical personnel are here. The traffic officers are here. The police are here to ensure that we unearth anything that has actually transpired during this horrific incident.
What is the health status of the truck driver? Was he alone in the truck? But also the other inmates that were rushed to hospital, how are they?
Let me say that we are told that the truck driver is in good health, while 6 inmates have been transported to a nearby hospital to receive medical attention as a result. And I must also indicate that 5 of our inmates who were stationed at Mokopane police station unceremoniously passed away as a result of this accident, and also our officer as a result passed away from this incident. We would like to offer our condolences to both families of the officer as well as the inmates who happen to have lost their lives in this road.
I know it's early days, we're still trying to figure out what, but do we have the identity, number one, of your member who lost his life? I understand you said he was stationed at Limpopo, but what else do we know about him? I know his family might be coming to the scene as well. They might not have been informed, but do we have his identity? And also, do we have a profile yet of the inmates, what cases they were going to appear for, other than mentioning their names?
Let me indicate that indeed we do have the identity of the officer that is attached to Nabomspruit police station, but at this point in time the investigation are very sensitive. The families are yet to be informed about this horrific clash that actually claimed the life of our officer and that of the inmates. So we are in the process of contacting both families of the officer as well as that of the inmates. I must say, Pimane, as well, that we've got our EHW unit, our employee health and wellness unit who are on board. These are our chaplains as well as social workers who are on board to ensure that should we start with that process, they are able to give psychosocial support as well as pastoral services that we normally give to our members, spiritual services that our chaplains normally give to our officers.
As we wrap, Brigadier, was the police officer traveling alone? Is that how it usually happens when one is transporting inmates?
Let me say that for now, I'm told that it's one officer that actually lost his life during this accident. I'm not aware if he was alone or he was traveling with a crew. Normally, when we transport people, it will be 2 members that will transport the inmates, not actually one.
Thank you so much. That's Brigadier Hlulani Mashaba of the South African Police Services. He speaks for them here in Limpopo, telling us that details are still sketchy and they will not yet be able to give us the identity of the deceased police officer because his family is yet to be informed, but also the crimes that the 5 deceased inmates were incarcerated for. Police would not yet be able to give details to that. As you can see, there is a forensic vehicle that seems to be moving some of the bodies from that crash scene, and work will continue until all the bodies, even the wreckage of that police van, has been used. We are told, as Brigadier Mashaba was saying, that truck that you see behind me was also involved, but the driver of that truck did not get hurt at all. The road remains closed, with police saying they are working very hard to ensure that since this is a busy road, it's opened as soon as possible.